Okay, this is your last chapter with me on this program. Number one, we identified our mission statement and what our cause was. Number two, we analyzed the marketplace, the mega trends, and the current going in the right direction. Number three, we built a business plan, 4 principles, 4 strategies to capitalize upon that current. Number 5, I went through a very detailed explanation of the mathematics, the analysis, where the rubber meets the road, how you can apply these principles to work hard and smart to create a long-term, profitable, secure business, a diversified income for you and your family. So the question arises is, we came up with an example during the explanation of the commission that if you had somewhere around 585 people, you might be making a really nice, significant 6-figure income. And I said, let's double that. Let's say it took 1,000. So the question is 1,000 people possible? Well, certainly the number of IBOs nationwide that we might anticipate with a successful business is a question the investors had in mind. So what I'd like to do in this chapter is lead you through a process where we did some investigation into the network market companies, and this gets a little dark at times. There's a reason that this is going to get a little heavy, but I'm going to show you that you have reasonable expectation for great success. Okay? So when the investors decided to look into the business, one of the first questions they had is, well, how many IBOs typically get into a successful direct market business? So what we did is we engaged a company called Maple Growth Partners, who is a market insights, business analysis, development strategy company. And they did a comprehensive, inside out, backwards, looking forward, looking back analysis of direct markets. And I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, it's not really a very pleasant read. If any of you out there, look me in the eyes on this one, if any of you out there hear, oh, direct market, and you kind of get the hair rising up on the back of your neck, and you kind of feel a resistance, good. Good for you. I'm here to validate those feelings for you. I'm here to tell you there's probably a really good reason you feel that way. And what Maple Growth Partners is, they pretty much fleshed out the reason that a lot of people have a resistance to direct markets. But what I'm going to share with you is the belief that just because some companies have done it incorrectly doesn't mean that the model is broke. It just means that they were applied incorrectly. Maple Growth Partners, when they looked at the existing multi-level markets, these are not my words, these are theirs, basically came up with what I will call the 3 cancers of historic multi-level market companies. Number 1, without exception, almost without exception, they claimed that network market companies overprice their products so that the product could not compete at its own price point. If you were to take that product and set it on a Costco or a Walmart shelf at that price point with no pushy sales force, it would be sitting there 10 years from now gathering dust. That's true. Now, let me ask you, who built these companies and who really profited? It would not take you long to do a little research on the net worth of the owners of some of the largest network market companies to find out who profited from the sales force having an overpriced product. Well, I already shared with you that our owners, we saw this problem and we said, we're not going down that road. We're not going to sell the product at an overpriced point. We're not going to make any profit on the product. That is a massive issue. Number 2, most of the multi-level companies require new people, new IBOs, new associates to buy a bunch of inventory, a bunch of lipstick, a bunch of makeup, a bunch of perfumes, a bunch of clothes, whatever. The problem with that is, so that drove sales, and so it made the companies really escalate quickly. But then everybody had big warehouses and garages full of stuff they couldn't sell. And what happened? When they couldn't sell it, they got frustrated, they quit, it caused bad feelings. That is a major problem. Who holds inventory on Videri? Nobody except us. The owners hold the inventory to sell for you so that there's not a delay in your orders. You don't have to hold inventory. So the number 2 reason people might have a resistance to multi-level marketing does not apply to us. Number 3, the commission structure in almost all those existing companies existed so that the people on top made a huge percentage. Huge percentage. They were making big money, and the people on the bottom were not making any money. And I'm going to quote it. They said that 95% of people in the major network market companies either lost money or made no money. I say that boldly because it's not my words. It's what this company that we hired put in writing for us. So it's actually pretty dark. So what you had is you had 90% of the people making no money. You had an 80% plus turnover a year. In fact, there was a 95% probability that a new associate would be out of a network market company within less than 5 years. So they're not successful. So there's bad feelings. Okay, All that's pretty depressing, right? Well, I just showed you those were the 3 cancers, and none of them apply to us. We have a product at a good price point. We have a product that people will repurchase. The commission structure is completely upside down to help the new person versus the person that's in for a long time, and nobody holds inventory. But even then, stay with me here, even with these things, let me show you something. Look at what they accomplished. It's mind-boggling. In the back of this booklet, across the top, we took the names out for legal purposes, but they listed the 55 largest existing multi-level companies. If you look at it real quick, just as a random sample, I don't know this company, I don't know for sure. One company sells essential oils, wellness, goodness. I'm sure it's a good product. And I don't know that their product is overpriced. I'm not saying they are. They're just saying that most of the companies are. I don't know if they have an 80% turnover, but I just know I don't buy essential oils. I don't even know what they are. They'd have to convince me of what essential oils. They'd have to convince me to buy it month after month. I eat. No one has to tell me to eat. I like beef. It's an easy sell. But even under those conditions, there's 3 million of them. And there's it's unbelievable. The number of people that are in these different network market companies. Why? It's a testament to how hungry people are. People are trying to escape the rat race of trading hours for dollars, knowing that they're vulnerable, knowing that all their income is in one basket, knowing if they get hurt, they have no future, they're getting older, they haven't been able to save for retirement, they're not able to give to charitable events as much as they want to. All those things drive people to businesses hoping. So my question was, we showed an example where if you had 1,000 people in your business buying and selling beef, you had a reasonable expectation of possibly making a 6-figure income. Can you make $1,000? So let's ask yourself, we go back to that question. How many Videri nationwide IBOs are reasonable? Number 1, our price is competitively priced. That makes us unique. Number 2, it's already in demand. It's not that hard to sell beef. People buy beef. It's great beef. That's just the way it is. And if I invite you to get on the website and buy some beef, start there. Just buy a couple steaks and some hamburger and see what you think. Number 3, no IBO holds inventory. Number 4, the commission structure is front-end loaded for the new people, so we fixed all those issues. Do you see why I'm so excited? Do you see as the president and founder why the only income I get is an IBO? I'll never make a decision to hose the IBOs because I'd be hosing myself. That's the only income I get. And number 3, what if we had an 85, 90% retention because people were actually profitable? Well, what if we could just do as well as an essential oil company and had 3 million nationwide IBOs? Would your 1,000 be possible? Would that lifestyle be possible to you? It's no guarantee, but I would say that it is. And what could happen then? We could diversify products. We are already, by the time you watch this video, it's probably very likely that we're going to have more products to market for our IBOs to sell, make a commission than beef. And then what about international? You guys, this is where the investors fell out of the seats. Asia has an emerging middle class. For the first time in their life, there's a whole group of people that have more money than they need to just exist. The best example I have of that is when Americans leave college. We're broke college kids, no money. What's the first thing everybody does, besides getting debt on a car, what's the first thing everybody does when they get a little bit of exposable income? They quit eating top ramen. They look for real food. They look for something good. Guys, Asia loves American beef. They cannot create a beef industry. They cannot create the pasture. They cannot create the cow-calf operations. They can only export it from the United States or possibly Australia. And if beef is a fantastic product to import into Asia, what if you were in this business when it started and we go into Asia? I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but someday your business may grow while you're sound asleep. So, guys, it is possible, and that is just, it's worth a dream. And again, fortune favors the bold, and the future belongs to those who can see it before it's here. So I invite you to be a visionary. I invite you to join Videri. It's going to be a great wild ride. Thank you very much. I bring you now to Kelly, who will tell you how to get started and how to get your business growing. Thank you.